Welcome everyone to Let's Play Valhalla, Cyberpunk Bartender Action. Valhalla is an indie game created by the Venezuelan studio Sukiban Games and published by Eastbird Games. As of this time, it's December 8th, 2022, and I'm playing this as part of the daily Valhalla for 2022. Since it's the 8th, we're not playing the released game, but rather the prototype the developers created for itch.io as part of their Cyberpunk jam back in 2014. So, we're gonna get started. Hey John. My name's not John, and we don't serve kids here. So, kinda just diving right into it. We have our name not quite set just yet. Of course not. You serve drinks, not kids. That's the difference between a bar and a kindergarten. We can certainly make it look like one right now. Oh, come on. It's obvious I'm not human. Alcohol won't hurt me. Then you've never been hit with a bottle on the head. What may I serve you? Let's see. I'm in the mood for a sugar rush right now. Sugar rush. That's 2 units of Adelhyde and 1 of Powder Delta. Carbotrine is optional. Coming right up. Alright, Gillian, remember, choose your modules and mix them, but mixing for over 10 seconds is blending and it can ruin a perfectly good drink. Alright, so we kind of had our name introduced there as Gillian, though that won't change our bartender name on the screen. And we're introduced to our first ever interactive user interface, the mixing bartending phase. So, the way it basically works is we can kind of get like a rough summary of the description here at the bottom left with the ingredients, and the ingredients themselves on the right. Then we kind of have like a representation of the drink itself in the middle with 2 very important options. So, let's just get started. 2 units of Adelhyde, 1 unit of Powder Delta. Carbotrine is optional. That's a key statement here. Basically, carbotrine, we can add as many or as little, even none, of carbotrine as we want to the drink. And we'll get different responses from the patron that we're serving as a result of it. But, since our character seems a bit concerned about how young this patron looks, we're gonna go without carbotrine. And we can stop. And right there, it's just like that, it's ready to serve. 1 sugar rush for the young lady. Thanks, John. I'm not... whatever. Is something wrong? Listen, I know I was made to look like a child, but I'm not human. I know. Then why did you go short on the carbotrine? More like, why didn't you use any carbotrine? Excuse me? Carbotrine, that's when they mix the liquid stuff you use get alcohol-like qualities. You're supposed to know this stuff, John. And the Sugar Rush has optional carbotrine. If I wanted to make a non-alcoholic drink, If I wanted a non-alcoholic drink, I would have used Lawrence in front of the convenience store. Who? Lawrence, a soda fountain. Pretty nice guy. Oh. I'll give you another chance. Give me a fluffy dream. Fluffy dream, that's 3 units of aged Adelhyde, and... wait a second. You're picking carbotrine optional gifts drinks on purpose, aren't you? Maybe. Oh well, 1 fluffy dream coming right up. So that's another thing that I kind of forgot to mention. Carbotrine is the alcoholic content of the drink itself. That's why some of these drinks, they usually end up being optional. It's not the case for all of these mixed drinks. Some of them do have a set number of carbotrine itself, but the ones that are optional give us some leeway as to what kind of responses we can get. So we have 3 units of Adelhyde, optional carbotrine again, and this time we have the aged option. Age is something that we can just set and unset right here. And we can set the karma train again. I think this time, however, we're actually going to go ahead and set it again without karma train. Fluffy dream for a fluffy lady. Say, John, I taste the dream, but I don't taste the fluffy. Oh, that. Sorry, no karma train. Stop treating me like a child. I bet I've seen more action in one night than you in years. It's not that hard, actually. Oh, and don't fret about the karma train stuff. Was it gonna? It's actually really hard to anger me. I have very specific buttons that you need to push to make angry. And what button do I have to push to make you angry? Pay the right amount and you can push any button you want for 1 hour. Sorry, not interested. Bummer. Anyways. One of the few things that has angered me, for some reason, was this one client that insisted I call him father. I've had people wanting me to call them mama, daddy, and even big bro, but this one really irked me. Like, I started mentioning an impressive father trying to keep the bloodline as pure as possible with his daughter. I get riled up just thinking about it. Hope you're happy. And they say robots have no emotions. That's a really archaic school of thought. Well, at least he was some influential guy, so I got a generous tip. Oops, it's already late. Sorry, John. Gotta pay and leave. Oh, if you ever feel lonely and your pockets feel heavy, ask for Dorothy on the 3rd Street. I might even give you a discount. No thank you at all, forget it, never gonna happen, nope. So we kind of get some insight as to what exactly Dorothy's purpose was there. And there are some more insights that we can get from them if we chose to mix those drinks in different ways, which we can explore in alternate scenes. Say, was that droid DFC-72 anatomically correct unit? Yeah. Whoever pays for services must be a bona fide sick bastard. Well, you didn't hear it here, but a cop once told me they have their own batch of DFC-72s. At the end of the night, they implant their clients with tracking nanomachines that let them keep tabs on their moves. Well, I'll be damned. That's some clever stuff. You think she's one of those? No idea. No, at the very least, she seems to enjoy her job. Anyways, what may I serve you? Give you a gut punch. I'd rather not. They might fire me. Are you bartenders contractually forced to say that lame joke anytime asked for that drink? And as a matter of fact, we are. Anyways, gut punch is 5 units of aged Bronson extract and at least 1 unit of Carbotride. Coming right up. Alright, so we get multiple patrons in one go of this, and this is our second one. So, 5 units of Bronson extract, all of it aged, and at least 1 Carbotride. At least 1 is kind of an operating term here. We could actually probably put it like a little bit more if we wanted to, but I think we're just gonna go with 1. There is an invitation here to dial up the ingredients a bit, but I think we're going to go ahead and go with the bare minimum on this one. One gut punch. You aren't going to make any jokes? If I had to, I would probably quit this job. Say, bartender, what's your name? John. I'm Gillian. My name's Gillian. Okay, nice to meet you, Gillian. I'm Jamie. It's weird someone asked me my name. Did you do it for some reason? Knowing someone's name makes you a bit closer to that person and helps you see them as humans. I've made a habit of knowing the name of people I'm not ordered to kill and probably won't be. So are you a mercenary, or... Yes, although I prefer the moniker gun for hire. What kind of works do you do? The usual. Bouncer, private eye, magnicide. Give me a pile driver if you want to hear a story. Pile driver is equal times Bronson extract and Flanner guide with more Carbotride than either. Coming right up. No lame joke this time. No lame joke this time. Right. So, the ingredients here can get a little bit more open-ended as this demo goes on. So, we know that Carbotron has to be more than Bronson Extract and Flannery Guide, which are going to be equal to each other. So we can just play it simple and do 1, 1, and 2 parts of Carbotron. He does seem to like Bronson Extract, so maybe what we'll do is we'll add a little bit extra Bronson Extract and keep the Carbotron up a bit. And serve it. Not exactly a pile driver, but I think you'll like it. And you would be right. This is intense and really strong. What do you call it? It doesn't have a name, actually. Then why not call it a suplex? Try selling it. And for every 10 suplex you sell, you make me one. Copyrights and all that. Sure, I'll think about it. Changing the topic a bit. You know that droid that was here earlier reminded me of this one job I had. It was to kill some big name from a corporation. I was going to execute him on his room, but he hired one of those DFC-72. Those things record everything they see and send it to cloud storage. I couldn't kill him like that. So I waited for about an hour until the DFC-72 finished her job, and then I killed him. The hard part was making it look like an accident, but I found a rope he used with the DFC-72. Made it look like he hanged himself? Exactly. You take these stories quite well. I'm worried about the fact that you told them so nonchalantly. Aren't you worried someone finds you? None of the names are show proof. I might as well be a bumbling madman. And I'm more than capable of taking care of a squad or two. That guy here's a real tough guy. Reassuring. You seem actually interested in these stories, Gillian. You don't talk to a gunfire every day, even in a crowded place like this one. Well, I'll tell you what. I have to go, but there's time for any question you want to ask. Just give me another drink. What do you want? You see my taste. Surprise me. Alright. So, maybe I should give him a pile driver or a gut punch, although just giving him Bronson Extract or Karma Train seems fair game. Well, why don't we just do that then? We'll do half Bronson, half Karma Train. This is one of those things in the game where you kind of get an indicator that it helps to write down some of the recipes. At least for some of the earlier ones. You'll notice that the game doesn't give us recipes for pile driver or gut punch, but it would have been useful to probably have these on hand. So, well, let's just say what happens when we get creative. Here you go. Oh, this is some good stuff. Alright, let's go away. What's the easiest job you've had? Well, one time I had to kill some double agent. But the guy got himself killed with some loose pipe that impaled him. Seems he was drunk as hell, too. I barely arrived to where he was when it happened. The client even complimented me on the job. I'm a murderer, but people themselves can be pretty self-destructive. Makes you think, huh? Okay, Gillian, I've gotta go. Take care now. Yeah, you too. So, I don't care what you bring me as long as it has alcohol. Lots of it. Coming right up. Alright. So, this is a character who, again, is giving us a more open-ended order. Anything with alcohol. What if we just gave them one karma chart? Ah, sweet nectar of the heavens. Say, you look troubled. Why would you care? We have a strict policy about depressed drunkards. We can handle violent, happy, and lecherous alcoholics, but depressing ones make newcomers realize what alcohol does to them. And that is bad for business. My job description actually says, if possible, make clients as happy as possible. Well then, make me happy. I want a Brandtini. Oh god, the dreaded Brandtini. I always forgot how to make that one. It was... crap. I remember it was twice as much Adelhyde as there is powder delta. And Karma Train equals to 1/3 of the total powder delta, all of it aged. Don't know what's worse, my bad memory or what little I remember of that drink. Coming right up. Alright. So, Adelhyde is going to be equal to the number of powder delta times 2. And Carmotron is equal to the number of powder delta divided by 3. Getting a little algebraic here. But we can at least determine that the basis is going to be the least significant factor, which is going to be Carmotron. So, put in one of these. We're going to get 3 powder deltas. And then Adelhyde will get 6. Aged. And mix. There you go. Well, I guess I'll stay. Okay, Mr. Bartender. Call me Gillian. Gillian, Albert, John, I don't care. Do I have a John face? You want to be happy? This will be interesting. What troubles you then? I'll tell you what troubles me. Today I call my mom and tell her how they paid me a nice sum of money for a job. I tell her I wanted to buy a bigger house and that kind of stuff. And she somehow turned into a talk about how I don't even have a boyfriend yet. She starts talking about my sister and her 7 children and my brother-in-law's job. I love them, but the fact that Mom brought them up like that irritated me to no end. Worst part is, she then starts talking about how I need a real job. The fake job is really well paid, and she wants me to leave what I love doing? Well, not gonna happen. How do you feel now? I feel a lot less irritated. And sometimes all you need is to have someone listen to you. Maybe you're right. So what's your fake job? I'm a hacker. A professional one, if I might say so myself. Where do you work? You can say I'm on both sides of the law. Rebels have asked me to hack into the corporation systems, and the corporations have reinforced their systems. I'm like a dentist that owns a candy store. Any interesting stories? A couple, but let's make it fun. I can decide which drink we're next, so depending on what you pick for me, I'll tell you a different story. What are your choices? A Bleeding Jane, a Cobalt Velvet, a French Weaver, or a Moonblast? Bleeding Jane is 1 Bronson extract, 3 Powder Delta, 3 Flander Glade, all blended. A Cobalt Velvet is an aged pile driver with Adelhyde instead of Bronson extract. A French Weaver is easier. It's only 1 unit of Adelhyde and 9 of Carmotrine, all aged. And a Moonblast is like adding up a Sugar Rush and a Blue Fairy. Coming right up. Well. So, this is kind of what I was talking before about writing down some of the earlier recipes or committing them to memory. Particularly with the... I guess Cobalt Velvet actually kind of identifies it a bit more. But the Moonblast in particular, you'll notice it references Sugar Rush and Blue Fairy. But we don't get references to either of those drinks. We're going to start with the first one, the Bleeding Chain. 1 Bronze Extract, 3 Powder Deltas, and 3 Flander Guide. And the key term here is blended. So, up to this point we've actually been kind of mixing all of our drinks. Blended is actually a special mechanic that we kind of use where we kind of hold the mixing for longer. We start it, and we wait 10 seconds. And now, just like that, it starts blending. If we had tried to serve the drinks in that state, those previous ones, we would have messed up the drinks. Pick the Bleeding Jane, huh? Well, here's a story with a deadly ending. You see, they asked me to get some information on some CEO's phone. Now hacking a phone is easy, yet tedious as hell. First you have to find it through Wi-Fi. Getting to the router is easy, but finding one in it is hard. Although once you find it, the phone has a very feeble security. It would have been a cinch, but the guy got near a jamming device and I couldn't reach it. He was out of reach for 1 full hour, but when he got out of the jamming device's range, that was it. Although I found out later the guy hanged himself on his room. Where have we heard that before? I think I heard about that. You okay? The alcohol's starting to get to me. Oof, I'm feeling lightheaded. And I don't have a designated driver. That's bothersome. When do you wrap up work, Gonzalez? I'm Gillian. And I'm not gonna give you a ride. Come on, my house is empty and it gets boring. I'll call you a ride. What are you gonna do if I end up in a hidden camp show and they record me saying I love you? Could you live with that, Pedro? Gillian. And yes. Alright, call me a cab, see if I can. Already doing it. Hello? Yeah, it's Big Gil. Can you set a cab here? The client's name? It's... Alma. Alma. Yeah, okay. Alright, bye. They'll be here in a couple minutes. And it's time for another drink. It's not. We don't need any accidents being your fault. You drank enough. Don't be a party pooper, Guillermo. Gillian. Gilligan. Come on. Just one more drink and I'll show you something good. Want to see me hack every single machine here using only one button? Please don't. And then I'll hack every single machine here using only one button unless you give me another drink. Not gonna happen. It's the end of my shift. I'll let Jake take care of this. Alright, Gil. Your performance today. You did a good job. You can do better, but I can live with this. Anyways, get some rest. You deserve it. And that was the prototype for Valhalla. We'll be coming out with another video that'll show off some of the alternate paths that can be taken. These were just some of the first paths that I had taken, at least in my first playthrough. And tomorrow we'll be seeing a video on the actual game itself, with the first day of the prologue. Till next time.